This is Sky Sports. Welcome to Sport Nation. This week we're flying high with the British Trampoline Championships. We witnessed the transformation of paintball at the National Paintball League in Staffordshire. And we're amongst the stars of cricket at Moat Cricket Club. Welcome back to Sport Nation. Traditionally, the starting point of many a stag night, paintball is definitely a leopard changing its spots. With spectator-friendly pitches and colourful team strips, the days of Storm the Tower and Skirmish are becoming a thing of the past.
We perceive this as a sport. It's not about camouflage, neither, as a lot of people portray it, is it a war game. It's about how much territory you control, and about being able to control the other team and make them do what you want so that you can take the victory. This is round 3 of the National Paintball Association League here at Robaston. We've got teams here competing from all over the country, so yeah, this is quite a major event as far as paintball in the UK goes. The league itself consists of 6 rounds. 1 round is played each month. The teams themselves are broken down into 4 divisions of 10 teams, and they'll compete against every other team in their division during the course of a day, accumulating points as they go.
Clear! Clear! Got the flag!
What we've got is 2 7-man teams. Each game is 10 minutes in duration. During that 10 minutes, the teams will try to eliminate each other, obviously by shooting each other with paintballs. In the centre is a flag, and this is what we call a centre flag format. And the primary objective is to get that flag, take it from the centre and hang it at the other team's end of the field. There's 100 points available in total. It does seem to be quite a complicated scoring system at first, but in actual fact it is relatively simple. You score points for eliminating members of the other team, you lose points for players who are in your own team are eliminated. There is points scored for time bonuses, actually achieving the objective within a set amount of time. So it can appear on the surface to be quite a complicated scoring procedure.
With so many paintballs flying around, it takes 7 referees to take charge of each match. That's 1 for every 2 players.
Because most of the marshals on the field are incredibly experienced anyway. They follow the game to the point where they can be in certain places, so they can actually almost see how the game's going to pan out. So that's usually what we tend to do. You'll start off in one section, but you'll move across into another area, so you can actually see when people are going to get hit.
But referees can't see everything, so there must be a temptation to do some rule bending.
In the PA, I'm happy to report that there's next to nothing because, as Russell has said, the marshalling is so high standard. They just do not do it, and they just play as total sportsmen, and our hats go off to them, to be honest.
As part of the entry requirements to the league, each of the 40 teams competing have to represent a town or city in the UK. Let's look at how Division 1 stands after round 2. Blackpool Inferno lead with back-to-back victories in the first 2 events, as we join a mid-table battle between Just So Manc and Sherwood Vipers. Let's join our commentary team of Andy Hatton and Trevor Harris.
Thanks very much indeed, Jonathan. The breakout, of course, is key, isn't it, Andy? The formation in the first few seconds of any match.
Yeah, it's vitally important that the teams get in good positions as far up the field as they possibly can. It is a game of territory and working the angles, and the further upfield you are, the more of the field you control, and it really does put a team on the back foot.
And of course, in the same way as football, where you might have one team would play 4-4-2, another might play 4-3-3, there's different ways of doing it.
There very much is. Essentially, a team is broken down into 3 styles of players. You have back players who are defensive or supporting players. You have midfielders, and you have the front guys who are the ones who really do the attacking and the fast moves up the field.
Now both are. This is a little bit cagey.
Yeah, this is quite interesting because both players have now got guys on the 50 line. That's the halfway. Oh, there's a guy gone. That's 5 points to the Just So Manc team there. But yeah, the guy on the bottom of the screen there just been taken, so that's yet another 5 points. And again, the So Manc player just opposite him has been taken out as well.
Just remind us how many points you get for getting the flag initially.
Okay, it's for the team that moves the flag out of the centre circle first. There's 25 points for that. Then it's 5 points for each eliminated player, minus 1 point for each player that you lose. And a final 20 points for hanging the flag. And there's also time bonuses as well to try and encourage the teams to make the moves quicker and finish quicker. That looks like Julie Dyke walking off there. As Dave Fee, possibly one of the best back players in the country, actually making a rather interesting play up the field there and quickly withdrawing again.
Change of heart.
Yeah.
Out of ammo, I think, Andy.
Yeah, Dave started to make a move up the field there. I think it suddenly dawned on him that he's actually he's out of paintballs and he's had to drop back while he reloads. Having said that, there's another one for the Sherwood Vipers has just gone there, and indeed looks like the last one has as well. And as we can see, there's Dave Fee, known throughout the paintball world as Moomin. Okay, and there we see Ronnie Carson running the flag in.
And so it's a victory there for Just So Manc, beating the Sherwood Vipers 71-13.
At the beginning of the season, the divisions were worked out on each team's playing ability and previous tournament successes. The Birmingham Phoenix team are amongst the best in the country, and with 14 players in his squad, manager Barry Fuggle has plenty of talent to choose from.
I'm building the team, so they're getting to know each other. It's like any team sport, they have to gel, you have to get the glue in there. They have to intuitively move together as a team. Just like in football or rugby, you need to know your mate's right there beside you. And it's just a process of time and hard work and training, commitment and dedication. Last night was a big pep talk. I read the right out to them, they've got to perform. Today's the day.
With a third place in the first round and a second place in the second, can they go one better today?
Oh, they've certainly got what it takes to win. It's in their hands now. They've got the skill, they know they can win, they've proved they can win. There's no team here that they haven't beaten. They've beaten every single team here at one stage or another. So it's up to them.
Let's rejoin Trevor Harris and Andy Hatton as we see Birmingham Phoenix take on newcomers to the league, Steel City Chameleons.
Thanks very much indeed, Jonathan. Phoenix on the left here, Steel City on the right. They're, of course, from Sheffield. We heard Barry Fuggle with his fighting talk there, Andy. How important is the input of the managers in paintball?
The manager's a very important role, whilst the actual tactics of a team on the field will be decided by the team captain. The manager really is the guy who will decide strategy, and he's the guy who's going to select which players are playing on the day.
Runner for Phoenix there, we just saw down the right.
Yeah, that was a nice move up the right tape there for the Phoenix guys. They're now on the 40 and they're in a very strong position. We see one of the Steel City Chameleons there. He's trying to get an angle across field. He's also on the 40 as well. Now these Chameleons have already lost 3 players by this stage, so they're on a back foot. We can see at the top of the screen there one of the Phoenix players is getting ready to make a move. Oh, unfortunately he's just been taken before he got that far.
We saw the pods of paintballs on his back there, Andy. How many balls would an average player go through during a match?
It varies quite considerably depending on position. Still City giving another 5 points to Phoenix. But the amount of paint carried will very much depend on whether a guy's playing at the front in an attacking position. He may carry 500 or 600. Guys at the back can carry anything up to 1,000 to 1,400 paintballs.
There looked to be a bit of an argument there about whether he'd been hit or not, but the marshals, the referees, generally sort that out.
Yes, the refs are very good. They've got all angles of the field covered, and what a player sees from one perspective, of course, the referee will see from another. At the end of the day, it's the referee's decision that's final.
And so Phoenix have cleared the field. They've come back for the flag. That's Paul Cook, who's the hero of the hour, and a very convincing victory. Almost perfect paintball, 97-8.
The equipment the guys are using is it's very high-tech equipment. The majority of the markers themselves now are electronically controlled, using very advanced software and electronics. The pneumatics is some of the most highly precision machinery you will actually find. and the equipment, a full setup can set you back anything up to £2,000.
Equipment, of course, is available cheaper than that, both brand new and second hand. But at this elite level, everything has to be top of the range.
Marker I've got here is a Bob Long's Intimidator. It's fed by electronic hopper, which once the balls start to feed into it, the motor speeds up, supplies the paintballs into the marker. The bolt at the top goes forward, which hits the exhaust valve, which projects the ball forward. The bolt pressure is really low. If you can see, I can actually move it with my finger, which allows it to be harsher on the balls. And by having really soft impact off the balls, it allows you to use the most fragile paint without any problems.
Fragile paintballs mean it's easier to secure a good mark. It also stings less. Good news for everyone involved, including the girls.
I started, first of all, myself going to a friend's stag do and really loved it. I went one more time after that, and then I saw a job advertising for paintball marshals, so I started working as a paintball marshal and then just got more and more into it, really.
I used to play for a girls' team, and that was great fun. We had good sponsors, and we went all over the world playing. It was great, and through that people have got to know me, and I've gone to play for men's teams since.
I think the general public think paintball is the whole sort of camo, soldier, commando type thing, running through the woods. And most guys, when they find out that this is the type of sport that we play at tournament level.
When you see the guys moving up the field, and some of these guys do move really quickly. When you consider that the paintball markers themselves can fire 26 rounds a second, and you've got this constant stream of paint, sometimes 2 or 3 of them coming in your general direction, the guys who've got the instinctive knack knowing when they can move, and they can move through that, and they know exactly where and when and the right time to do it. That's when it gets exciting. And when those guys really make those moves upfield, they're gaining territory, they're getting the angles on the other team, and that's what it's all about: is getting the angles, getting the other team. You know, and I always say to a lot of the guys, when you go there and play, you got to go there with the mentality: this is my field, you get off it.
With one match left to play, Birmingham Phoenix currently lead the points in round 3. They're just 8 clear of rivals Blackpool Inferno, and the two will face each other in the last match. Remember, there's 100 points up for grabs. It's back to Andy and Trevor.
Thanks very much indeed, Jonathan. So it's like the Arsenal versus Chelsea of paintball, if you like. The top 2, and certainly bragging rights at stake here, Andy.
Very much so. This should be a very exciting game. We just saw the Blackpool Inferno guys break very long to the 50 line there. But Phoenix followed it with a very quick move at the right tape, and unfortunately the guy gets taken straight away.
They obviously know each other very well, these teams, don't they? Does that make it more of a tactical battle than it would otherwise be?
These guys spend a lot of time studying each other's form, watching how they line up, and indeed which players are actually on the field for a particular game, because each player has his own style, which also changes the style of the game, of course.
And there's obviously a fine line between bravado and tactical awareness here.
Yeah, very much so. You see the guys at the back are trying to control all the players in the field in front of them, and the guys at the front are the ones who've got to think on the spur of the moment and just go and take the shot where they can.
Well, no action at the flag at the moment. It's early stages, though.
Yeah, we can see the... I would say that at the minute, the way it stands, the Inferno guys definitely have the upper hand here. Phoenix, unusual for Phoenix, are playing a very sit-back game. This isn't their usual style of game at all.
They've just lost another one too. Yeah,
that was Jamie Martin we saw walking off there, and Inferno have just lost another player straight on the back of that. And indeed, there goes a second one. That's Paul Andrew, another Inferno player.
We can hear a bit of shouting in the background, Eddie. How important is communication between the players of one team?
The longer a game goes on, the more important communication becomes. Some of these games can be over in as little as 40 seconds. One team can literally just steamroll over another one with a very aggressive style of play. But the longer a game goes on, communication becomes vital, because you need to know where the other team are on the field, how many players they've got, and which positions they occupy.
The Inferno are struggling. Just got one man left.
Yeah, that's Andrew Cruikshank in the back right-hand corner for Inferno. There was a quick turnaround of events there. Inferno definitely had the upper hand, and they seem to have lost it in the closing stages of the game. and we can see there that's Rick Goldsmith running the flag in for Phoenix.
And they'll be enjoying the victory, won't they, against their newest rivals?
Most certainly, this has been a big day for them. These are the guys they've been struggling to beat all season.
There's the table then. They've won round 3. Well clear of Blackpool Inferno. The Blackburn Sabres taking 3rd place. It's now halfway through the overall standings. And here's where we are. Blackpool Inferno with just a 2-point lead now as Birmingham Phoenix close the gap. Mancunian are into 3rd with 21 points. And of course, it's all played in a very sporting and friendly atmosphere. Nonetheless, the Phoenix manager well pleased.
First today, great. I'm over the moon with the lads. They worked hard, they've got it, they've thrown it away each time. They should have been the winners. And one game has cost them 1st place or 2nd place. This time they didn't mess up, so I'm really happy.